Eileen Gu fails to defend Big Air title in Olympics heartbreaker. Eileen Gu wasn't able to defend her gold medal. She settled for silver in the Olympic women's freeski Big Air competition, with Megan Oldham taking home the gold. Gu, the American-born star who competes for China, recorded a score of 90.00 on her first run, which was tied for third highest behind Austria's Lara Wolf and Canada's Oldham. She did not cleanly grab the tail of her ski mid-air nor neatly stick her landing on her second run and got a score of 61.25, momentarily knocking her out of a medal spot. It meant defending her gold medal in the event came down to her third run. Each competitor got 3 runs, with the highest 2 scores getting combined for an overall total score. And on that third and final run, she recorded a score of 89.00, and combined with her first run, an aggregate score of 179.00, to push her to second behind Oldham. There were still 6 more competitors to go after Gu before her silver was solidified. 5-time Olympic medalist kind of has a nice ring to it, Gu said. Winning a medal in the Olympics is a life-changing experience, and doing it 5 times is exponentially hard. The 2 medals lost perspective is ridiculous to take. I am showcasing my best skiing and doing things that have never been done before, so that is more than enough. Oldham led after 2 runs. England's Kirsty Muir had a chance to rise above her with a big third run, but she fell on her landing. That solidified the gold for Oldham, who took her last run with no pressure. She fell, but it didn't matter, already with a combined score of 180.75. Italy's Flora Tabanelli won bronze. The final was delayed over an hour due to adverse weather conditions, though it was still snowing hard throughout. I really needed those minutes, Gu said. I don't think the outcome would have been the same, to be honest with you. Earlier in these Olympics, Gu won silver in slopestyle. She won the freeski Big Air gold 4 years ago in the 2022 Beijing Games. She is juggling 3 different competitions, something she has been outspoken about dealing with during these games. She was practicing for the halfpipe event in between her runs in Monday's Big Air final. I think it was Kobe Bryant who said the greatest athletes have the shortest memories, and I try to follow that, Gu said. I am in goldfish mode. I finish this and go straight into the next. The daughter of an American father and Chinese mother, Gu made waves when she switched her sporting allegiance from the US to China in 2019 ahead of the 2022 Beijing Games, where she won gold in the women's freeski Big Air and in the women's freeski halfpipe, and won silver in the women's freeski slopestyle. She was paid $6.6 million by the Beijing Municipal Sports Bureau last year, the Wall Street Journal reported recently. She has also landed a plethora of endorsement deals, making her one of the highest-paid athletes at the Olympics. Eileen Gu, a heartbreaker on the Big Air, when silver echoes like gold. In the snow-kissed peaks of the Italian Alps, under the brilliant lights of the Livorno Snow Park, the 2026 Winter Olympics served up one of the most human moments in recent sporting history. Eileen Gu failed to defend her Olympic Big Air title. What should have been another triumphant chapter in the saga of one of winter sport's most dazzling athletes became instead an Olympic heartbreaker, not for lack of effort, but because greatness does not always arrive wrapped in gold. The rise, from Olympic gold to Milan. 4 years earlier, at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, Eileen Gu had ascended to the summit of freestyle skiing. In that inaugural Olympic Big Air event, the then 18-year-old dazzled the world with her combination of fearlessness and finesse, winning gold in front of an adoring home crowd, the youngest Olympic champion in her sport's history. Coming into Milan Cortina 2026, she was not just expected to compete, she was anticipated to dominate again. But Olympic competition is a crucible where legends are tempered and expectations bend under reality. The stage is set, Big Air Finals. The women's Big Air event at the 2026 Winter Games unfolded over 2 days, qualification on February 14th and the finals on February 16th, at the spectacular yet unforgiving Livigno Snow Park. 12 athletes made the cut from qualification, including GU and her fiercest rivals. In that final, Canada's Megan Oldham emerged as the front-runner, skating ahead early and maintaining a rhythm that would prove nearly untouchable. GU, too, showed her trademark grace. She recorded a 90.00 on her first run, a mark tied for third behind Oldham and Austria's Lara Wolf. But unlike Beijing, the second Olympic Big Air final brought not gold, but silver, a result that would be labeled by many as a heartbreaker. Execution and tension, the hunt for gold. Unlike a racing event, Big Air is as much a psychological clash as a physical one. Each athlete gets 3 runs, with their 2 best scores summing to a total that determines the podium. For GU, her second run didn't go as planned. A slightly imperfect landing pushed her ranking down briefly, and a clean, high-difficulty trick became imperative on her final attempt. On her third and final jump, GU executed one of her highest-scoring runs, posting an 89.00, bringing her total to 179.00, spectacular, by any measure. But Oldham had already raised the bar higher with 180.75 points, clinching Canada's first Olympic Big Air gold in the sport. Florentine Tabanelli of Italy completed the podium with bronze. For a fraction of a point, one of winter sport's most electrifying stars watched her title slip away. More than a medal, the emotional context. A silver medal in the Olympics is a monumental accomplishment. But for someone who once stood atop the Big Air podium, this felt different. It wasn't just losing a title, it was relinquishing a dream refracted against public expectation. GU's reaction after the event told its own story. A blend of competitive frustration, graceful acceptance, and a broader perspective on what success truly meant. As one observer noted, rather than deflect cynicism, GU responded with pride in her achievement, emphasizing the difficulty and honor of Olympic medals themselves. Heartbreak or stepping stone. Given her standing, already among the most decorated freestyle skiers in Olympic history by age 22, some commentators greeted her second place with nuance rather than disappointment. A silver medal here added to her tally of career Olympic hardware, widening her legacy beyond a single event. Yet for athletes like GU, who demand perfection of themselves, it's not simply about the color of the medal, it's about personal mastery. In every great sport, heartbreaking losses are often the prologue to future triumphs. This silver medal, awarded in an event where the margin between gold and second was razor-thin, now stands as a testament to the fierce intensity of Olympic competition. The broader narrative, balancing expectations and legacy. Part of what makes Eileen GU such a compelling figure is not just her athletic prowess, but the world she inhabits outside competition. Born and raised in California and competing for China since 2019, GU's international identity has been a source of both support and controversy in countries torn between national pride and global